Mike, just kind of start off with they were able to obviously exploit their size and score inside. What are you going to have to do in the future and to try to limit those things?
Not schedule team whose tallest player or shortest player is taller than our tallest one. I can't ask anymore. We can do better positioning. We can get in front. We can't go down there and stand behind. There's some technical things, but there's certain things we're just not going to be able to change. We have to do us better than we did us. We got to make more than 3 out of 33s. We got to get better ones. We got to get better shots than that. And we got to get some of those tip balls. So that's hustle plays. That's energy plays. That's things like that. And those are things we can get better on. But, a team that is going to be able to put length on us and size, we're always going to have a certain amount of struggle against it. So we've got to come up with a better formula, especially on the road. Unfortunately this year, every single one of the teams picked in the top 7, we play on the road. And this is another example of that. So we're going to be tested, and we know that. But it's going to come with some technique. But there's certain things we're just not going to be able to change. We're going to have to do what we do a little bit better. Maybe more pressure on the ball, things like that. But we've got to be a little bit better offensively too.
Maria, go ahead.
Coach, Tennessee obviously has been a very good rebounding team this season. But some of them, was it just missed box outs? It seemed like some of them were maybe just – from the coach's point of view, a little too easy for Tennessee.
Yeah, they were. And I thought there were times we just let them get too deep. We don't stand a chance when it's at 9 feet. Well, there's nothing we can do on those 9-foot ones. But those 9-inch ones, we can do a lot about, and we didn't. And those were the 2 easy ones you're talking about, the ones that were too easy on a free throw. After we get a tough contest, and we're kind of there when we just don't go get it. Those are things. But I credit them. It was obviously – a game plan, and they executed it perfectly. It's always been a struggle when we face teams that have that kind of length and size. But I credit them for playing to it and playing to their strengths and not settling. They only shot 9-3, 18, 17. So that's playing to your strengths. I thought they played to their strengths better than we did.
Melissa, go ahead.
Yeah, Mike, on top of some scoring issues, no points off the bench for you today. That's got to be
really stung because they'd played so well the other night. And it's not the no points. It was, it was as a collective group. And I'm not going to put Jalen in that mix. Jalen executed. I thought Jalen gave us some things. She just didn't give us points. And then I'm going to give Oberg some credit. She came in and gave us some stretch. But, Aaron and Marquisha didn't give us what they normally do, and we missed that. We can't go out there and play 5 versus how many ever. Throw Jalen in there and go 6. We now have 13 games on our legs, and we've got to get some confidence going with those kids in league. I thought they had some confidence in the preseason, but we haven't gotten those kids any confidence in the SEC. It's going to be really important for Aaron and Marquisha to bounce back because we're going to need them the rest of the way out.
Zach, do you have anything? All right, we'll go back to Maria.
Coach, obviously, Renaya Davis, everybody knows you got a key on her, but now Ray Burrell is giving them kind of a 1-2 punch. What difference is Ray making for Tennessee this season?
Well, you can't be out of position on her for 1 second because she does make you pay now. And used to, you may be, you might be in a gap with your guarding her and get in Renaya's space. Man, you can't do that at all now. And I think as a whole, when you've got those 2 type of explosive kids that can get it right to the rim, can hurt you from the 3-point line and hurt you on the drive, there's just not a weak side, And I think their point guards are doing a heck of a job. Horston and Walker come in and do a great job of orchestrating what they're doing. And but you're right, Ray Burrell. I think her emergence, it's the reason. I've been picking these guys in the top 25 for the last 3 weeks. Okay, and they are a top 25 team. I've watched them all. This is a really, really good Tennessee team, and one that has like you said, got a lot of weapons now that you can't key on any one person.
Paul, go ahead.
One thing, the difference in you guys, when you guys beat them a year ago, they had 23 turnovers. It seemed like they limited those. I mean, they only had 10 or 11 tonight, and they weren't really a factor, right?
They were not a factor. No. They were not a factor this year. And I thought, that comes because, like Maria was pointing out, there's more weapons. You can't focus on what they're going to specifically do. They can go either side of the court. They can beat you inside. They can beat you out. They can beat you off the drive. And even though they didn't shoot the three great this year, I think they've got the threat to beat people from the 3-point line too. And then the other difference was we were at home and on the road. That's just last year we were at home and we play with a little bit more energy sometimes when we're at home. I will continue to assess, if we've got the energy we need traveling the day of the game. It does take a toll on you. I know I feel different, so I know our players do too. I'm not trying to give them an excuse, but I am pointing out a reason and something that we've not had to face in the past and something we continue to monitor.
Alyssa, go ahead.
You talk about confidence, Coach. Moving forward, I mean, obviously wins are going to do that, but how do you kind of help it along a little bit with the stretch you're about to go on?
You talk about it and you put it in perspective and you block out. I learned a lot about a lot of people last week who kept calling our loss at Kentucky an upset. I crossed them off my list of people that follow women's basketball because it's not an upset when you lose at Kentucky. It's not an upset when they're picked ahead of you in the preseason, when they're a favorite. Not that I'm a bettor. Don't bet against it. I'm not talking about the NCAA, but you follow Vegas lines. We've got to be talking about it. We've got to have good self-awareness. Everybody, well, y'all are a top 10 team. Well, that's rankings. That has nothing to do with how you finish and where you finish. So listen to your point. We talk about it. We don't let it go unsaid. It's just like all this with COVID. Information is going to be key. So talking to each other about it, it's okay. I didn't chalk up and say we're going to go 16-0 this year in our league. Our league is too good this year. Maybe there's years you do that. I don't think that's this year. I think our league is deep. I think there's going to be situations that are going to have everybody beating everybody. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to express how we're feeling about it, and then we'll try to fix some things that are fixable, but control what we can control. But we'll talk about it and make sure we keep our circle really, really close. The people that we love and trust and understand basketball will help us do that. And it'll be very important for us to keep what we're talking about among this, what we call our tier ones, so it'll be important.
Any other questions for Coach?
I hate to end it on that one. I sound bitter. Anybody give me one more? Somebody, come on, Paul. Come on, Paul. Give me. I sound bitter. I'm not bitter. I'm not. Again, I didn't look at this game at the beginning of the year and go, "Oh man, I can't wait to get to Knoxville and play the Lady Vols."
Okay. Well, tell us about how you move forward. I mean, obviously you got Gary Blair and A&M coming, back with some similar issues with some size. So what do you do differently?
Well, I don't know that we do anything a lot differently. I think that's the key to this. If we go back and we fire everybody and we change offense and you change defense, now you've got no confidence. I don't have any confidence. They don't have any confidence. You do what we've done, and we just do it a little bit better. And I know that sounds simplistic. I know it may sound cliche-ish, but you don't go in and change a whole lot. You point out what you're doing wrong. You try to eliminate as many mistakes as you can. You try to get as fresh and as healthy as you can because you got an A&M team coming in here. I don't know how their game's going tonight, but regardless, they're going to still be a top whatever team and a team that I picked second in our league. So this first 6 games, you and I have talked about it, and we've talked about it locally. It will really, really test us as much mentally as anything else. So, you're not going to see me with my head down. I hope you don't hear too many negative words out of my mouth. Because that's just not how I feel. I feel like we've got a good team that can fix the things we need to fix and give us a puncher's chance against every good team in our league. So there was a lot of positives tonight, and I'll go through and find those, and then I'll let everybody else find the negatives, and we'll point those out, and we'll get trying to get more positives than negatives come Sunday.